Hey guys. Hi. Hi Stella. Hey guys, we're just trying to work on Stella's connection right now. It's still like shaky, Stella. Let's see. Are you in Uganda? I wonder why, if that's why. Stella, can you hear me?
I'm not.
You're
Yeah,
not.
position.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah, just a second.
okay, no problem.
Okay.
Hey Joanne, how are you doing? Thank you for joining. Shakira, I see you there. Hi guys, so we're with Stella today, and she's trying to fix her internet connection right now. That's why you see a blank space. But she'll be joining us once she figures that out. So, how are you guys? Let me know how you're doing. How is your day? How is your Sunday? What did you do today? See, I'm also wearing my Valentine's outfit. So I'm wearing some red, in as you can see. So, John, how was your Valentine's Day? What did you do? Did you cook? How did everything go, guys? Share with us in the comments. But thanks for joining us. Hi, Stella.
Hi, Brenda.
I can see you now. Your lighting, though, I can see like a fuzziness.
Yes, now where there is good network, now the light.
You can't win.
Okay. Okay, let me see with the light. Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Hi, Simon. How are you doing? You guys, I see you. I see you too tiresome because. What did you do? Did you go to the farm? Did you dig? What did you do? What made you so tired, John? Um, so we have Stella here with us. I love her hair. I love her earrings.
Thank you. Sorry about the network.
Ash, it's fine. It's fine. I wanted to show you. Let me see if I can actually show you around on the other side. You see your portrait back there?
Yes, where did you buy that from?
A friend of mine bought it for me from Banana Boat.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah. So so many years ago. I didn't even know it was yours until you pointed it out. You're like, oh my gosh, look at that.
Hmm.
And then I was like, yes. Um, so
Guys,
guys, thank you so much
sorry,
for
my
joining
background is
us.
going to be bad because I'm
It's
trying to
fine.
find better light.
Yeah, but that's actually good. That's good,
Hmm.
Stella. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I know you had a busy day. You always have
Yes.
busy days.
Hmm.
So thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us and inspire somebody out there, share your experience with us. Really appreciate. We have so many guys who are watching in. Most of them are from Uganda. So I'm excited because we know where we shall be sending them to buy their Valentine's some outfits
Oh,
from.
really? It's too late.
Too late for next year,
Hmm.
or they can just say, hey, I bought you this amazing outfit from Stella's Designs, and
Mhm.
it took forever to get here, so it's from France, and then then they get a cover story.
Yeah, true.
Sure. So, guys, thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Musinguzi. I see you, Simon. I see you, John. I see you, Shakira. I see you guys. Thank you so much for joining us. So, Stella, tell us about yourself, where you're from, and for those who might not know you. Hi, Vivian.
Hello everyone. I'm called Stella. I'm a Ugandan fashion designer and artist. I'm now based in Paris, France, and I come from Lira.
Yeah, so that's Stella for you guys. She lives with the big boys in Paris. One of my dreams is to visit Paris one of these days. But so Stella, thank you so much again for joining us, and I really love your work. I wanted to hear recently. Actually, what brought so much of you into my mind was recently what happened with what's her name, the model that passed on, Miss America, who took her life the other day, and I was like, oh my gosh, it has to be a hard life,
Mm,
being in design, fashion, modeling. So I
mm.
was like, hey, Stella, maybe Stella could throw some light. How has it been for you in designing industry, for example? When did you start? What motivated you to start? How did you know you would be a designer? There's like so many questions in one.
Mm, I started sewing when I was 5 years. Then I started professionally the fashion business in 2007.
Wow.
And I don't know if you've been to one of my workshops in Kampala.
Yes.
I started from down Chiembe.
Yes, yes.
Then I upgraded. By the time I left in 2006, my workshop was in Bra- um, KTC Flats.
Yes, yes. Where's
That's
that?
Kenneth Dale, before the police station of
Before the
Hiller Road.
police station in Bagari
Yes.
Road. Yeah.
But then most people know me as an artist rather than a
A
fashion
designer.
designer.
Hmm.
As a fashion designer, most people know my work, but they had never met me. Most of them have never met me. So we started, actually, it was a group of people, my friends. We are all like young after school starting. Some of them were into telecommunication, some were into banking. Then for us, we took the design side, and we used to work like with each other. Every time maybe someone from MTN, they had like a gig, they would say, okay, we know someone who can do for us like uniforms, and they would come to me. If maybe there is a musician who is performing one in a group, then I would offer to make like costumes. And when I have shows, they would also step in to help me. So it was more like friendly startup. We
Yes.
helped each other to come up.
Was that is that the part of Arapapa models? Were you part of the Arapapas?
No, actually, I've never worked with her. She's my friend,
Okay.
but I've never worked with her.
Okay. 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 Um, so wow, at 5 years you were sewing. Did your mom or your parents or somebody motivate you to do that, or you just felt like you had that talent and you started going?
Um, I come from a family of artists. So when we were growing up, you remember those days in the village?
Mm-hmm.
If you spend days like most of the time with your siblings, and then also your parents don't have really a lot of money, so they can offer you what they can. And for Christmas, remember we used to put on clothes from the gomasis, the leftover.
The leftover fabric. Yes.
Yes. So my mom had so many, and she would give us the pieces, and we had machines at home. So even my brothers can sew, because for you
Wow.
to look nice, you had to do the thing yourself. If you had a uniform that was torn, you either do it by hand or you can do it by machine. So my parents never helped. The only thing they could do is to buy a new uniform, give it to you. Get fabrics, put them there. The rest is yours. If you want
Oh
to
my
put on
gosh.
something nice, you do it yourself.
Wow, wow. So you would just like sit there. Did you use like to draw? Like, yeah, you're an artist. So you started like
Yes.
designing your own dress, drawing on paper and then onto the
Not even
machine.
really. It wasn't
Yeah.
about, you just look at the fabric and find something that can get out like a skirt, a simple top, or a dress. Very simple.
Wow. Wow.
And
Wow.
then also, like if your siblings didn't want to do it or they didn't know how to do it, Then they would give you money to do it for them.
Your siblings would pay you.
Yes. Eh,
I wonder
business.
how much that
Or
was.
I do for them and then they also do for me something else.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. So you like exchange. Okay. Mm. How many siblings do you have, Stella?
Three brothers, three sisters.
And they're all designers. They can all sew, they
Um,
can all draw.
they can sew, but they are not designers, they're artists.
They're artists. Okay.
Mm,
So you mentioned more of your artwork.
mm,
Like you guys, if you I was just like trying to show you out there, if you could see in my background there, that's one of Stella's pieces. As you can see, I bought that. I didn't know it was Stella's. Actually, a friend of
mm.
mine gifted us that when we were moving to the US,
Oh,
and
that's nice.
I was like, oh my gosh! So that piece has lived with us in every home we've been to in the US, and I treasure it. So I didn't know it was her piece until one time on my Facebook, and she's like, "Oh, I like the artwork. Where did you get it from?" I was like, "From Uganda." And she's like, and then I'm like looking around it, and I see her signature on it. I was like, "Damn it, it's Stella's." Stella's. So she makes
Mm,
those amazing kind of art. So where is your artwork, Stella? I know now you live in Paris, but
mm.
where can people find your artwork?
Actually, before it was still in a banana boat,
Mhm,
but right now I'm not so much into painting,
mhm,
no producing clothes.
mhm.
I'm more into training, though I
I
still
see.
do it for a few people,
Mhm.
but I'm not like actively doing that.
Okay. Okay.
Mm.
So how where is your training school? Like where can people who so you train what do you train them? Is it fashion or is it art?
Actually, in Paris, I'm promoting Ugandan culture through schools. So I do programs. I can't say that I'm not like working with one school. I work
Mhm.
with a couple of schools, both primary and higher education institutes. And I train in fashion and art, but then using that as a tool to promote Ugandan culture.
I see, in France.
Mm.
Um, so and how about how would somebody in Uganda benefit from your services?
We are trying to do exchange programs between our schools in France and schools in Uganda.
Mm-hmm.
And so far, since 2018, with the help of the French Embassy in Uganda,
Mm-hmm.
we've been able to take students, like fashion students, to go and have some like inspiration, some study of like materials from Uganda. And then in return, some students are being sponsored by the embassy to
Mm-hmm.
come to France for like 2 weeks or 3 weeks.
Okay, that's nice. That's nice. So, what is it that you could say um, opened you to the market? What was that one piece that you could look back and you're like, this brought Stella to everybody's attention?
I think, let me see. I think the person, it may not be a piece, but
Yeah.
someone who really pushed me, someone who believed in me, that was Sylvia Worry.
Mm, mm.
Because she knew I could do it. And she kept on pushing me. If you look back into the full woman magazines, I
Yes.
was in each single what? It's called book that came out. Each
Yes.
magazine I was there. And every time she could say, that time I didn't even have a shop. I was just
Yes.
doing it for my friends. But she would make sure every month I need to produce something new for the magazine. And sometimes it was either nut piece or interior designing or fashion, but something at least. And also the media. So
Mm-hmm.
when people started seeing like the full woman magazines, then also the media picked interest and were like, oh, who is this? So I could feature like in full woman pages. Then there
Yes.
was entertainment, there was culture, there was fashion, there was art. So because I do a lot of things, so every time I would feature with a different something different.
Yeah. That's good. That's good, Stella. So, I mean, I'm trying to think of somebody who's starting out there, who's who has that desire to be an artist, to be a fashion designer. How can they break into the market? What would you give them as a few tips? And maybe they're already working from somewhere, but what could you say to them to encourage them?
I think it's not like a one-step process to make it. It
Mm-hmm.
takes stages.
Mm-hmm.
And during COVID, because the fashion industry really went down, so
Yeah.
that's when I started like online teaching. And I've been teaching designers from Sudan online, and it's been
Wow.
about fashion business.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean by fashion business? You need to learn how, when you leave school, there are certain things they don't teach you. But then when you graduate, you come and you see the commercial life is very different from what you studied. And you just find yourself not interested in what you studied at all because you don't know where to start from. So I'm training them in modules that help them leave school or prepare them to leave school and immediately join the industry and start making money. Because since I started, we are self-made designers.
Yeah.
We started just like that. We didn't know anything apart from the talent of sewing. We
Right.
didn't know anything to do with the business. But how I learned is like engaging with my clients. Every time I got clients, I would ask them what they're doing. Like the accountants, I would ask them how I can audit my own books. If someone is into marketing, I ask them how I can market my business. Or someone into banking, how do you like banking money? Like every
Mhm.
time you make money, please take it and bank it so that at the end of the month, you're able to balance your books. So what you're selling, like what you have in your receipt, corresponds with what you have in the bank. And then this style of maybe I come from the rich family, I have money, then you get the whole lot of money and invest it in the business, which business you've not even done a single market about. So you put in
Yeah.
a lot of money, you open a big shop, you employ a lot of people, and yes, it's booming the first time because everyone wants to see who is that person, what is that shop. But then along the way, you're going to fail immediately and you won't even get up. So you're going to lose everything. So that's how I prepare now designers. That's why I
Yeah.
said, okay, I've served my term, but what's the legacy that you're leaving behind? It's not about the pieces you sold, it's not about the money you made, but the knowledge you passed on to the others, what you shared with the others. I think that's the best way to leave a legacy.
Right, right, right. Wow, that's amazing, Stella. Yes, I'm so glad you share. These are things they don't teach you in school. Even when you go
Mm,
to fashion, and designing school, they don't teach you all those other extra things, and yet they're actually very fundamental
mm,
in your process of surviving in this industry. Now,
mm,
when you first moved to France, give me give me your experience there. This is a girl from from Uganda, and you just
mm,
moved to Paris. Paris, I feel like Paris is like everything is flying. So how did
mm.
you adjust? How was your life like in the first year, for example?
Um, Actually, my moving here wasn't that hard.
Hmm.
It wasn't like I bought it like one way for the first time.
Yeah,
I used to come here like many years. I used to come for fashion shows and everything. So I knew exactly what the industry
I see.
was
Hmm.
and I knew exactly where to start from. And then I had the support with all the people I've worked with,
Yes. Okay.
like the
True.
embassies. So when I got here the first year, I took it to work on my business papers.
Hmm.
So I had to do the registrations, and then you need to know the language. You
Hmm.
need to at least get to know people, do interviews. So within the first year, yes, I was able to register my business, get all my documents, my legal documents
Hmm.
ready. So that was I think I finished everything by 2017. I already
Okay.
had my company registered, had their language done.
So you're like
So now I
a French
started
speaking
like
woman?
working, yes.
Okay, okay.
But it's not like being easy. It's
Mhm.
not, of course, there is a lot of competition. The place is
Yes.
so huge. And I mean, no, normally when you see a country and you're just seeing it on TV,
Mm-hmm.
like reading, everything is green, green. But once you get there to settle, the other
Yeah.
time you've been going there to do maybe like tourism, what? So you're just a visitor in that country. But you go to settle there, that's when you feel the real life. That's not what I thought. But
Right.
I stick to what I know, what I want,
Mm-hmm.
and with the connections of the fields, people in the fields that I want to work with, like people in culture, in fashion, in art, it
Mm-hmm.
was easy for me to start the life.
Okay, okay, because you had previous connections. Yeah, I
Mm.
was going to ask how were you able to stay in the fast competition? I mean, Paris is like the hub. It's like the hub of fashion. So how at first how did you stay afloat in the fashion industry there?
Actually, for the first year,
Mm-hmm.
the first 2 years, I did a lot of traveling. I did a lot of international shows. Why? Because now people from other countries thought I was very near. Like in Europe, it was easier for me to be sponsored from Paris to any other country than getting me from Uganda. So
Mm-hmm.
like every week I had a show. Every like Friday I had to travel until it was really, really tiring. So I think somehow I thank COVID that I couldn't travel anymore. Even when COVID started, when they did the lockdown, I
Yeah.
was on my way to Sudan.
Yes.
And somehow, when it started, I felt like, oh, now my movements have stopped. What next?
Yeah.
You want to do collections, you have everything done, you know your program. So when we got into the lockdown, first, you're like, let me do this collection. Maybe at the end of the month, when we are let free, I'm going to showcase it. So the first 1 month, I was very active. 1 month ended, no signs
Of opening.
of living. So now you start losing the morale.
Yeah.
You wake up, you look at your fabrics, you look at what you've done. You're with the children. They're also tired of the
The
cornered house.
mm-hmm.
So you eat, you watch TV, or you help the children do
The
the work
homework, the
because
online
yes,
homework. Yeah.
exactly. Then the third month is when I knew it got to me and like there should be plan B.
Yes, yes.
So that's when I started teaching actually the third month of the lockdown.
Yeah, so you started your online teaching, and
Mm.
how did you market that? How were you able to? How many people? Okay, how many people actually started your or your online teaching program?
Um, that program
Mhm.
actually it was supposed to be done on ground. We had
Okay.
planned for it. It's a program that was empowered by the Buti Center in
Okay.
Sudan
Okay.
and under the umbrella of the UNIC, is United Nations Institute for Culture,
Okay.
and it was sponsored by the EU.
Okay. Nice.
So when COVID came, that's why I said when the day of the lockdown was supposed to go to Sudan to
Mm-hmm.
start it.
Mm-hmm.
But then because of COVID, somehow when we start during our meetings, we are like, well, now, if we wait for this, we don't know when it's going to end. Now all the world is completely shut down.
Mm-hmm.
We don't even know when we're going to start. So we agreed that let's start online and see how things go. If everything stabilizes, then we're going to do the last part, like in Sudan. But
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately, it didn't, and we did all the program online. And it was a program with 70, no, 92 students.
That's good.
designers, not students.
Yeah.
Because among those, there were students from the universities,
Mm-hmm.
then there were self-made fashion designers who have the passion and the talent, but then they lacked the formal education about it.
Mm-hmm.
Then we had those who have graduated and now have started to work. And then we also had the lecturers themselves.
Okay. Wow. Wow. That's, I mean, that's big. Do you
Mm.
see yourself expanding this to other countries as well, or you
Yeah,
need like
sure,
the countries? Okay, true. Okay, cool. Great.
sure.
Okay.
I mean, it was a great success
Yeah.
despite the problem, what they're going through in Sudan.
Yes.
I think as long as you committed, as long as you have interest in what you're doing, because these designers, they put in a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have internet, like they have to use VPN and those how do you call them? The tapped internet.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
had to
Mm-hmm.
make sure that they look for where there is connection. So I had lessons in the morning, early in the morning, and then late in the night because that's the time they can afford. They can get good places with a network.
With the internet, yeah.
Mm.
Mm.
So this is about being a fashion designer. You must have interest in what you're doing, and you must be patient because it's a process.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
think any business, any small business starts like that.
yeah,
You start
yeah.
small and then grow.
Right, right, right. I don't know. There's somebody in the studio that wants to join. She's called Sarai. I don't know. Is that from you?
Sarah Ndagire.
Is she the one? I don't know. Let me see. I don't know.
I, I
She's
couldn't see.
yeah. There's no. She doesn't have
No.
a picture there, but she's in the studio, so I don't know how
Hmm?
she she got there. Um.
Oh no, because oh sorry, because people were telling me they are not able to connect from Facebook.
Oh
I thought this
yeah.
is an open link. Sorry.
You sent them the StreamYard link. Uh,
Oh,
yeah, so if you could send them the YouTube link, that would be great.
which
Uh,
one?
so
Maybe you
that,
can type for them.
yeah, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, but I don't know where to send it for them. Where were
Maybe in
they
the chat.
in the chat? So whoever is on the chat right now is already on that with us on YouTube.
Oh,
So um, I think she just clicked on the StreamYard link that you sent. You might
mm,
have sent her that one, and
yeah.
uh-huh.
Sorry. Mm,
That's fine. That's fine. So I mean, that's amazing. That's amazing. I wanted to ask, so did you ever consider doing like online business? Like maybe, you don't have a physical office, or is
mm,
it something you would encourage another fashion designer to actually go online? Because sometimes if you open up a shop, that comes with extra rent
mm,
sometimes, and your pieces are not selling.
mm.
So with this digital world happening now, would you encourage other small designers to utilize online marketing, online selling?
I think also yes to minimize the costs
Mm-hmm.
in your business,
Mm-hmm.
and with a new trend, it is advisable. Most of the shops here have closed. Here in Paris, most of the fashion houses closed. Everything is now online. What
Mm.
they need to invest in is learn how to do the online marketing, how to run their online businesses, and then also learn how to do their own websites because you're not going to be hiring people to do that for you. And now there are many short courses you can do on how to run your businesses online. And that is where everyone is heading to. With
Right.
online, when you have a physical shop, you're only attracting the crowd of that area where the shop is.
Yes.
And it could be in Kampala, but then someone from Barada won't find you, someone from Entebbe won't find you. But then online is global.
Yes.
Everyone is going to find you. You just
Mm-hmm.
have to do something that is interesting, attractive, and of course, if you don't want competition, you have to have very nice designs
Yeah.
that cannot be competed with.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You
And
have to be unique at the
and then
somehow.
you need to know how to do online transactions. Unfortunately, in Uganda, it's going to be so hard for the designers to tap into the international market using online because of the
Mm,
payment methods, payment and delivery,
mm,
return and deliver and return. So right now, it is a very good opportunity,
mm-hmm,
but with our internet at home, with our safety, like money laundry, everything is still a bit of a challenge.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Unless if you do designs that don't need fitting, like freestyle,
Yeah.
most people what they've been doing, they send they send like you may order something from me, but
Mm-hmm.
I know definitely it's going to fit. So I go to the post office, I ask the price, then I'm going to send it to you with the amount I've used to ship and what I've used to make it. And then normally they send mobile money.
Okay. Okay.
The money goes straight onto their phones rather than using bank to bank. But
Right.
then that is common with us Africans. Muzungus won't do that.
No, no, no. I mean, like here they do, like within the country they could do that. So it's like easy cash app or,
Mm,
like like how we have mobile money, we also have it within, but not when you're
mm,
doing an international transaction. So
mm,
you find like they need things like PayPal. PayPal
mm,
is not highly promoted in some other countries. Like I think it's a challenge for people in Uganda to use
mm,
PayPal. So if they wanted to buy things that are from like online, like Amazon, they could use PayPal, but oh, you still have like a challenges. Oh my goodness. Stella, can you send people, I don't know, maybe your group, some people that you sent a link, they're all trying to join here.
Okay,
Use,
what should you send me the YouTube link on my
yeah,
WhatsApp? Let me resend.
because we have like so many in the studio now.
Oh la la. Okay, just send it and I resend it.
Okay, okay.
Sorry, some of these things once while you're trying to get used to this one, then another one comes up.
Yeah, level comes up. Yeah. So if you could just like send them that link that
Okay,
I
let me
sent
just
you,
send
so
now.
yeah, then it
Oh,
will send
I had
them.
already sent them this. Maybe
Yeah.
we hadn't yet connected because we were saying that they couldn't get in. Okay.
Because yeah, that one they should just be able to get in fine.
Okay,
Yes.
fine. I've sent it.
Okay, good. Thank you. So Liam says managing returns is the biggest challenge. Yeah, I agree. I agree. But so Stella, like you were saying, let's see, um, who was, like I'm trying to see how like African designers, like how do you
Mm.
think they could easily break onto the international market?
I think right now,
Mhm.
don't put in your mouth what you can't swallow.
It will choke
Like,
you.
yes, I can give you an example like in Uganda.
Mhm.
If you're a fashion designer in Uganda, try to identify the products that are lacking on the market. There could be like hospital uniforms, there could be like hotel curtains. Being a designer doesn't mean that you meant to make clothes for the runway and for clients. Being a designer is bringing out that creativity of making something out of nothing. So you may be a designer, but then for me, I'm doing maybe like just gowns in the hospital, maybe like maternity gowns or like
Yeah.
surgery gowns, like I can be making masks. We've had
Mhm.
like a lot of opportunities during COVID to make like revamping clothes for celebrities because they've been home 2 years. So they need to
Yeah.
look nice, but then all they have in their wardrobes is for the red carpet. So how do you revamp it for them so they can become like of multiple use? So look at what is there.
Mhm.
Start
Mhm.
slowly and understand the economy. Don't do expensive clothes or things because someone is earning 700,000 a month. They have rent, they have children, they have to eat, and then you selling clothes of 300,000. So you may not be able to get a lot of money. But if you
Mm-hmm.
sell small things that maybe have multiple use, maybe a bag I can use it for shopping, and then at the same time I can use it for the weekend, or I can do a reversible outfit. Maybe like should I put it on this side, then I can change and put on the other side. Like also making things that are not super trendy
Right,
will
right.
get a
Yeah,
lot of
because
money. And try to avoid like investing a lot of things in your business. Like if
what do
you're
you
starting
mean?
small,
Yeah.
if you're starting, why do you have to go and buy like 10 machines when you don't have clients yet? Why do you hire people when you don't know if you're going to have clients to order for clothes that they're going to make? And even if they make them, and suppose you don't have clients, but then you want to fill up your shop and open it, have you studied the market? How many people in that area can consume what you're making? Are you
Right.
making clothes for the young children? Is it the working class? Is it like stay home people? You have to study that before even you think of that business.
Mm-hmm. 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 I agree. You have to study the market and
Mm,
find things to make you different.
exactly.
Yeah, like
And that's
find.
a challenge we have because everyone wants to go on the internet, they want to copy, they want to produce, and then you find we are using the same materials. You're going to use the same material for Brenda, who is paying 150,000. Brenda
Mm-hmm.
is going to go to the office, and then the following day, a person selling food is going to come in the same material. So
Right.
I know those materials we cannot do without them, but
Yeah.
how do you modify it? How do you make it different to look different from the other ones who have used it, who have bought it? So you have to be creative.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I agree. I agree. You find like too much stuff is happening on,
Mm.
same exact design, same exact fabric. I'm like, how different can you be? So you have to increase
And
on your
then also, yeah,
creativity.
if you want to keep clients, be open to them, be sincere with them, and tell them this material you brought, this material you're telling me to use. Yes, you want something cheap, but then that cheapness comes with a cost. So I'm going to make it for you, but it won't last.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And also, if someone makes an order and you commit yourself to deliver on Friday, if you cannot deliver, even like on Wednesday, call the client and say, I'm sorry, I cannot do this. In our business, sorry comes first. Whether you're in the wrong or not, you have to say sorry.
Right,
But try
right.
not to disappoint clients because you disappoint one client and that wrong image is going to go around.
Yeah, 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 yeah. You find like that's one of the things that people complain about, like Ugandan tailors. They say, I paid them, and they said my outfit would be done in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and here is a month, and my outfit is not ready yet. But it's like poor communication,
Yes.
not being honest with customers. I think that kills any other business, really.
And
Uh,
then also, another thing is because we think now we are bosses, we get assistants. So Brenda comes to my shop because she knows Stella. She gets there. I said, no, talk to my assistant. Some of these businesses is a personal connection.
Yes, yes, yes. They
However
buy a
big you
person.
are, yes, however big you are, you need to get down to the level of your clients. You have to talk to them. So now you're busy. Are you balancing books that you cannot attend to your clients? And then you let your staff attend to them. That's when sometimes they will buy something and then don't come back. Or because of that service, they would feel like they can never even recommend anyone to come to you.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Customer service there. You just reminded me today. There's a page for houses and stuff, fabulous homes something, And
Mm.
there's a guy, I think he's a broker, he's selling somebody's houses. And so he listed this house, which is in, I think, where Nigeria side, in Tinda side, and it's for like 750 million
Mm.
Ugandan shillings. So I said, well, the house looks nice. Do you think the
Mm.
guy would accept 500 million? Is the price negotiable? So
Mm.
the guy responds and says, hey, I know you so well, so I think for you, you can afford a house of 15 million. So you should leave this house for the big boys. I was like, oh
Uh,
my God, are you
mm.
actually, is this might be the reason this guy's house is still on the market for 2 years? If
Mm.
you're the only person selling it, how can you even respond to somebody like that, even if you knew
Exactly.
them? So,
The
uh,
marketing language.
yeah, I was like, wow, dude. So everybody else, of course, started responding to him like, I don't
Mm.
think you're in the right market. You shouldn't be doing this and this and that. I was just like shaking my head at this guy.
And
Um,
then also another thing is like reading your clients. You weigh them the way they come to you,
mhm.
but then you don't know their pockets. Sometimes people won't give you an audience because of the way you dressed, you come in dressed, or mostly it's the way you appear. But then they don't know that people who even appear shabby, those are the clients.
They have their money.
Exactly.
So
So you have to accept their clients, listen to them, and show them that they are the bosses because they are the ones paying you.
mhm, 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 mhm. Okay. So what else? What else? Yes, I wanted to ask you. So when you were dealing with the models, how was your experience working with different models? Um,
Oh la la. I have like so much attachment to models. I take
yeah.
them like my family
Okay.
because when you have a runway show without them, they're the ones who sell your outfit, your product. You treat them bad, they can just decide. Someone can just decide to mess up on the what on the runway.
Yes.
So I've been so close to the models. Sometimes I feel so bad, like when you need to cast them and then you say no to some. I feel
Mm,
so bad because I feel everyone should be given the opportunity, but sometimes you have no choice. But
yeah.
so far, all my models, they've been so good to me. Very, 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 like, we've been working together. Like, they make sure they ask you how you want your clothes to be like presented.
Yeah.
Then they put in a lot of effort, by the way, a
Yeah.
lot of
Yeah.
effort. And if I can say, those models are the least paid in our industry.
Mm,
They work a
mm.
lot, but then they pay them very little money. And some shows, they're not even paid.
Is it the same like even on the international markets, like models are not paid? Um,
Some shows, they're not paid. They will tell you you're working for this big designer, and you know it's going to be like on your profile that you worked for this person. So that is already enough payment for you. Or they will
wow.
just get something small from their shop to give you, but not cash.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's tough. That's
And
tough.
then whatever happens behind, if it's like a big show, a lot happens backstage. They can cry, they're abused. So much happens to them, a lot.
Yeah.
But then at the end of the day, they were like our billboards.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen you working with people like Judith Hurd, that one you guys have been, I think, friends forever.
She's my face, the face of my brand, because
Yes.
I've been with her since I started.
Hmm.
She was my first model. She's still my model.
Yeah.
And anytime, so many that I've worked with.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, when I think of like the fashion industry back then, you think of the Arapapas, and I think of like not Judith, Sylvia Awori
Mm,
was big because I think isn't she the one who started like Miss Uganda something,
mm,
or she was
yes,
designing them?
yes.
Is she still in the designing industry?
No, she's not actually right now.
Okay.
She's director of wealth creation
Hmm. What
in
does that
Uganda.
do?
Mm.
Anyway, yeah, so I was wondering how, the interaction between the designers and the models, and,
Mm.
because we know so much is happening around the modeling industry,
Mm.
and how, how people, you see so many young girls taking their lives. It's
Mm.
emotionally draining. I was wondering, like, is there, like, I don't know, is there sympathy towards them, or are they actually going through a lot? Now, like you just mentioned, some of them don't get paid, um, and yet they have to look like $1 million,
Mm.
even,
Mm.
you know.
Yeah, I
So it
know
sounds like
that.
a stressful,
Mm,
stressful industry.
there is one thing being paid, but then there is another thing being reminded of your past.
Mm-hmm,
Because
mm-hmm.
most of these models, if you know, they are like from Sudan, and they've gone through a lot to get to where they are. Some
Right.
of them are from the camps. But then you get this designer who will just put it in your face that you're an African, you're this, you're that. They cry a lot. Sometimes they will even tell them, like, there's a lot of racism
Yeah.
in back there,
Yeah.
and they give it to their face, like put it in their face. Like a designer would even come and get off because you have management backstage. And then if a designer doesn't like you, will even come and undress you in front of everyone, remove my outfit. Your color cannot market my outfit.
Oh,
So
wow.
it's really a lot. And then leave alone models designers. Now they come to the runway. Even the criticism from the public is a lot.
Right.
So they are
Right.
strong people, but they go through a lot.
Wow. Wow. Yeah. So, Ash, I can imagine.
But
Hmm.
you've seen some of our own being abused. You
I
remember
have.
last time when Amito was abused because of big lips? What? They're always
Yeah,
abused.
and then somehow, God does his own things, and they break through, into the markets.
Yes.
She's another person that I would really, really love to interview. Like, being a
Mm,
girl of color,
mm,
being in New York City, you know, dressing up for those big fashion designers, and competing with millions of other younger white girls,
mm,
um, to break through onto this market. I've seen the likes of Lupita. Lupita now is doing modeling for Saks clothes, I think, or a store. But it doesn't come easy. It does not come easy. So what happens, what goes on into their minds, like, when you're designing, um,
mm.
are you designing for a specific person? Do you have like a person in mind?
And not really. Because most of the time I do my clothes to accommodate all colors,
Yeah.
all sizes, all races. So
Hmm.
for me, whether black or white is still the same because I'm looking for a black client, I'm looking for a white client. So for
Right.
me, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. 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 Who do you say has been your biggest buyer of your product?
Yes, bye.
It might be a country, not a person, but what country has been your biggest market?
I think Uganda. I've
Okay.
been supported a lot by Ugandans. Okay, I may not say Uganda, but by Ugandans
Hmm.
all over the world
Yeah.
because most of my clients are Ugandans, but in different countries.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's why it makes me feel good that I'm based in Paris, but then I'm still connected to my people
Absolutely.
because I rarely work for people here,
Hmm.
but I have a lot of markets from Ugandans everywhere. I just
Yeah.
make and ship.
Yeah. You just make and ship. Yeah. Yeah. I still see you. Do you still do like showcasing on runways, or is it something that you might be ending?
I haven't done any
Mm-hmm.
since COVID,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know. What I would like to do is to do collaborations with my students. That one I will do and I'll showcase. But
Okay.
me as a person, I want to leave the opportunity to now my students to also get a chance to be known so I can work with them.
Okay. 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 So how are you working with them? When you say to give them the opportunity, are they, so you're giving them, they're already, of course, in the
I give
industry.
them the knowledge, but
Mm-hmm.
then some of them want to collaborate and do a collection with me.
Oh, I see.
Mm.
That's great. So, and then let's say there's a showcasing, you can showcase some of the products on the big market as well.
Yes, true.
Okay. Okay. That's good. That's good. All right, guys. I don't know if you guys have any questions for Stella. You can leave them in the comments. If she's been able to answer any of your, things that you always thought about, like what happens in the fashion industry. I can't forget to ask her, Stella, do you ever buy clothes from any other person, or do you make your own clothes and that's it?
Actually, I buy clothes from other designers.
Yeah.
Yes, actually, I buy my clothes from Ugandan designers,
Mm,
and I buy artwork from my fellow artists
yeah.
because I
Yeah.
want to have a collection of. I want to have a feeling in the house where I represent designers and I
Yes.
represent artists.
Mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm.
So, Brenda,
So,
I'm just going to, because I've been running around the house trying to look for internet. So I forgot my charge upstairs. So I need to
okay.
run quickly and pick it.
Okay, cool.
Sorry,
No
it's rude,
problem.
but
Yeah, run, run. Yeah, it
okay.
will be done in a few minutes, but that's go ahead. Um, Crystal, how are you? Crystal, how are you doing? It's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. You guys can always catch this video. Again, it will be up on my channel, running for as long as the internet will still be alive, as long as my channel is still around. Do you have any online shop? Yes. So she'll be right back. And it will be great. Actually, that's a very, very good question, Crystal. If she can let us know if she has any an online shop, because I would also love I love her outfits. I don't know if she makes if she now custom makes, but she will be able to tell us in a little bit when she gets back here. But guys, don't forget to like the video. If you're new here, please subscribe. I try to have these interviews every weekend, where I bring in people to share their different experiences or to educate us on different things. There's so many interviews on my channel that I've done with so many different people, some educating us on finances, Stella talking to us about the fashion industry in France and Uganda and whatever she's doing. So many interviews. So I try to have one interview every weekend. So make sure you don't forget to subscribe and catch these. Stella, Crystal has a question. Do you have an online shop?
No, I don't. Actually, why I don't have an online shop?
Mhm.
Because I do custom made clothes. Only work with the clients. I don't do ready to wear.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Because the challenge is all my clothes are like original since I paint on them.
Yeah.
So if someone orders, it's when I make it.
Okay. Okay. And where can somebody find some of your work? Let's say maybe they want to see something and get inspired. They can be like, Stella, can you make me something like this? Where can they find that?
I think for now,
Mm-hmm.
like on Facebook, on Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
and why I don't have a lot of pictures there
Mm-hmm.
because I find it rude to take my clients' pictures
Mm-hmm.
because some of them are not into social media, they are not
Yes.
camera people, so I
Mm.
wouldn't like to put them on my pages. But
That's right.
then if someone inboxes me, then I can share with them more pictures.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Someone is asking, Shakira is asking, how can we make it to France? You just have to fly there.
Hard work.
But
It
it's a
depends on
good,
what you want to do in Paris.
Yeah, it's a
What you
good
want to
question.
do?
Yeah, yeah. I think it's like somebody who, would love to travel to a different country. What advice could you give to somebody like Shakira, Stella?
Um, Shakira, if she wants to come here first,
Mm-hmm.
identify what you want to do in Paris.
Mm-hmm.
Second, go and learn the language, the basics before you think of getting on a plane. Because when you get here and you don't know French, it's going to be so hard for you because people don't speak English at all.
Mm. Mm.
And then get online, try to see, study the market of what you want to do so that the moment you decide to move, you know exactly where you're going to start from.
Right, 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 right. Yeah. Because French is hard. I don't know. I don't know how I would survive, but I have an aunt who lives there now. She can't even. Her English is so bad. I keep laughing at her because she's now sounding French more than anything, and the way she will pronounce things. It's like, Auntie, what did you just say? She's like, whatever, anyway. Like,
No, but I try to speak English with my children at home.
mm,
So when we leave the house, it's French. When we are in the house, it is English.
mm, mm, mm.
So they
Now,
don't forget.
yeah, they don't forget English if they travel outside of France. Yeah. How what is your goal? Would you want to retire back home? Are you looking to just stay in Paris?
Not at all. I want to get back home
Mm-hmm.
and I want to help my fashion industry grow. So whatever knowledge I've collected here, whatever I think that can help develop my industry back home, for me, that's my dream. It's not
Right.
about being here because
Mm-hmm.
still now I'm doing projects back home and
Yeah.
I really want to see the Ugandan fashion industry grow and then they get to the global market because we have so many talented designers, but
Mm-hmm.
then they lack that business part of it, which I've now introduced.
Yes.
So that's the same program I would like to do back in Uganda to
Mm-hmm.
make sure that I help all those designers to make it, to live a successful, like they get like successful brands
Yeah.
because we made mistakes because we had no one to help us. We made losses, but then if I look back and I'm like, if I had someone to help me, to direct me, I would be far away by now.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I mean, like I look at the clothes that you design sometimes for the runway, they're very unique.
Mm,
It's something that we lack on the market. A few years ago, I remember what's her name, Jay-Z's wife. Not Jennifer Lopez, what's her name? Beyonce,
mm,
modeling into like a chitenge kind of thing.
mm, mm,
So, and it caught the market off guard. Like the whole rest of the European world are like, oh my God,
mm.
what is she wearing? That's pretty. And then the chitenge came into existence, and they see how you make your dresses. They still have like the kikoi fabric
Mm.
on it, and so they're very authentic, and I feel that those are things that still, like, I wish you could actually keep making if you
I'll
had a
try to give.
chance. Yeah,
Actually,
yeah,
I
like
would
making
request from
those
the
and
public. I think I'm going to maybe get a website
mhm.
and put in just a few pieces.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, even if it's even there's just very authentic. Like there's a dress, the white dress that has a crane on it. That
Oh,
oh my gosh, I want that dress. Like that's a dress I can wear here to like a function, and everybody's just like staring at you, and
no,
it did not.
because
Yeah.
for me, when I'm doing my pieces,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not looking at the clients.
Mm-hmm.
They're so attached to me
Mm-hmm.
that I feel they're part of me.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
want to be represented in a way, like in a special way. I
Mm-hmm.
want someone not only to buy my outfit because you have money, you can afford to buy it, but I
Mm-hmm.
want someone who appreciates what I'm
Yeah.
doing, even if
Yeah.
you don't have money. In
Yes.
Uganda, I had clients who would say, I want an outfit, but I want to pay like in 4 installments, whereby every month when I get my salary, I deposit. When I finish, you make it for me. So I would appreciate such clients because
Right.
they appreciate what you're making.
Right.
And
Right.
another challenge, actually, I wanted to talk about, like we face in Uganda,
Mm-hmm.
is the mindset of the public because we don't believe in our own.
Mm.
Someone will compare your efforts to something from China. We are not like West African people. We are not like Kenyans who appreciate. Here, someone will come, no, 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 that's so expensive. But now on Kampala Road, there's something like if I pay you 100,000, if I go to town, I can get 2 outfits. But then they don't count the money, the effort you put in, the bills that you're paying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I hear
And then
you.
we
I hear you.
believe things that are imported, they're the best.
Right, 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 right. And it's so funny, like when you've lived in these countries, like outside, let's say Uganda, like when I go to a store and I find, let's say, there's a time I went to Macy's and I found some stuff from Rwanda.
Mm,
I was like, oh my God. Like I bought two things, they were very expensive.
mm,
I don't think I ever used them, but they're in my house. But it was just that immediate sense of like, I just found something that is
that's
so
close
close
to
to
me.
my home,
Mm,
you
yeah,
know.
true.
Yeah. So I look at, there's so many, I look at so many stores, so many online stores that
Mm,
could use that African authentic fabric, that
yeah, true.
African authentic design,
Mm,
which I know I'm like, okay, you cannot just walk into H&M and you find 20 of these pieces. No, you
mm,
find two of those pieces and they're not from here.
mm,
So there's a big industry for the African fashion in the Western world, but I
mm,
think you guys need to broaden the connections. Now, like you're there, you could be the main bridge for
mm.
those designers to showcase in European stores.
Yeah,
Um,
true.
so
And then also that also brings in the sense of being honest,
yeah.
and time management also comes in because yes, I may say I'm going to find like connections.
Hmm.
These people work with the seasons. So if they
Yeah.
make an order
Hmm.
and they tell you we want it like on this day, you must produce it that day. And if
Yeah.
it's mass production, make sure all the pieces are the same. Or they'll check the lines and everything. So at the end of the day, if you do a slight mistake, even if it's 100 pieces, they're going to get one person who is going to sit behind and look at one by one.
Wow, it's that critical.
Everything that is not the same, they'll put it aside. So at the end of that day, those are rejects. They are not going to pay for them. Because what happens with that market, they're not giving you cash up front. They first receive the order, they see if it's in good condition, and then they pay you.
Hmm.
No international buyer is going to buy bulk and pay you in advance.
Wow. Wow. Yeah. So I
So
guess
I always tell people, yes, it's good to widen your market,
hmm.
but then the international market sometimes is not that interesting. It's full of losses.
Hmm.
So you first try to deal with the local market and then you expand slowly. Maybe from your clients, you'll find clients who want to do that business because for them they're already based abroad. So they'll be
Hmm.
traveling to Uganda to get the orders done and then they travel with them. That saves you a lot because they're paying you cash and then you're not going into the expenses of shipping, paying taxes, ABCD.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. It's a top of the hour. I want to respect Stella's time. It's getting late her side. We have a question here. How can we find in case we need to
Oh,
press orders? See,
okay.
there are many people asking this.
Yes, maybe they can inbox me
Yes,
and
yes.
then I
Okay.
can get back to them with the
Okay.
details.
Okay, I'll put Stella's Facebook link in the description, guys, so you can visit her there and also check the things that she does on her own wall. You can inbox her, like she said, and then she'll get back to you when she can. Shakira was trying to ask how to visit. This one is a wild trotter. She loves traveling, but I think,
Oh,
yeah,
no,
she's
visiting
always,
actually, you don't need to know the language.
yeah, yeah. So,
Just come as a tourist and
mhm.
I'll take you around. Don't worry, you
There
get
you
here.
go. There you go. How easy is it to get a France visa?
It depends on what you're doing.
Okay, like touring. Like I know, like
Mm.
she's always like in the US twice a year, and
Mm.
so I'm wondering if like she also wants to travel to France.
Yeah, depending on what you're going to do
Mm-hmm.
and your intention of the travel. So, any country, people
Mm-hmm.
may say it's so hard, but then when you go to get the visa, they can even read from your face and they know this one has this intention, this one, and then your travel history as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, there is no hard place to go. It
Yeah.
is just the confidence you have, and everything is okay.
Yeah.
Why should they deny you a visa when you're coming to visit? You
Right.
have your work here, you have your money.
Mm-hmm. 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 All right. Stella, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day, the rest of your weekend. Well, it's almost like a new week for you. But I appreciate you sharing with us. If there's any other time you'd like to share something, I'm here. Please just send Brenda a message. I love having people like you. You inspire so many other people.
Oh, thank
If
you.
yeah, if there's any other girl out there, you're in Africa and you don't think you'll ever make it to a big market. These are like people who could inspire you. You could reach out to them and they share their stories and see how they can help if they can as well. So you are capable of doing whatever you intend to do if you work hard on it, Stella says.
Yes, true. True.
Stella, what are the final remarks to anybody, any young fashion designers, any young artists out there in Africa? What would you encourage them? How would you encourage them?
Um, what I can say to them is
Mm-hmm.
it's not bad to follow your dream of being a fashion designer, but go slow. Make sure I don't jump any stage. Go step by step. Because should you jump any stage, you're going to fail. You don't want to go quickly up and then fall back. Take your time. You cannot be a successful fashion designer in 1, 2 years. It's taken us years, even 10 years. I started in 2007. We are still here. You
Mm-hmm.
have to do it slowly. Don't be excited because of what you're seeing other people are doing, or because you see me, I've made it, but then you don't know how long it has taken me to make it. So the best is get knowledge. Don't fear to ask. I mean, we are not gods. We are like human beings like you.
Mm-hmm.
Always ask from people who have been in the industry how they've made it, the challenges. So that will make you decide, am I ready for this or no?
Right, right. I think that's spot on. Thank you so much, Stella. Thank you guys who joined us today. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for the likes, chatting with us. Enjoy the rest of your day. Stella, take care and
All
thank you
right.
so
I'm
much.
very sorry for the background, but next time I'll get good sleep.
The background is fine. I know next time you'll have like all nice artwork pieces.
No, no, the light, the what? No,
It's
because the
fine.
first had said the
Yeah.
network has refused. So next time I'll do my best.
No problem. Thank you so much, Stella. Bye bye,
You're welcome.
guys.
Okay, bye
Bye.
bye.
Mhm.